animals have this system inside of us called an endocannabinoid system. It just stands for a cannabinoid system that's in our bodies. And what's really interesting is that this system has been kind of under the radar for so long, and yet it's been around for millions and millions of years while we were focusing on the other systems in the body, the cardiovascular system, the nervous system, the musculoskeletal system, etc. But this system has kind of been under the radar, and it's like this secret surveillance system. It helps to keep our bodies in homeostasis or in balance. And so when we talk about the endocannabinoid system, a lot of people, if you have heard it before, kind of just hear of it and think that it's related to the nervous system and the brain. And that's definitely true. And we're going to go over that in a minute, but it really is found throughout the entire body. And that's why it's sometimes a bit hesitant or scary for medical professionals to talk about cannabis and CBD, because of the fact that it does have the ability, due to the location of this system being almost everywhere, the ability to potentially help multiple conditions that maybe seem like they're not even related. So, as we can see on the right, there's a really long list of ways in which a CBD product has the opportunity to potentially help in areas that are completely far away from each other. So, trying to control seizures, that's nowhere near controlling the intraocular pressure of your eyes, or, if it's helping with modulating the immune system, that's very much different than aiding with digestion. So all in all, the reason why I would start with this slide is because essentially the endocannabinoid system is the system that's in our bodies, and it is primed and ready to be enhanced by a CBD product if it needs help. And in conjunction with that, then what are CBD and what is cannabis, et cetera? Well, this is just then talking about phytocannabinoids. And so we have our endocannabinoid system where we have endocannabinoids floating around in our bodies. And then we have phytocannabinoids, which are made by this plant, which are in that organism doing its own thing. But again, the reason why we're talking about it is because these molecules made in this plant have this amazing ability to then overlap in our bodies. And so, the main ones we always talk about when we're talking about phytocannabinoids is THC and CBD. And the reason is because those are just in the highest concentration in cannabis. And so, but at the same time, they're both, medicinally active, as well as the numerous other cannabinoids and bioactive molecules that exist in the cannabis plant. And so we're going to talk about kind of the importance of the multitude of molecules that exist in a little bit. But ultimately, phytocannabinoids are just these molecules made in the cannabis plant that have the ability to then overlap on our bodies. So, the CBD is kind of the buzzword, the thing that's been around now for 3 years, that's in the news, it's in social media, et cetera, that's in human medicine, animal medicine. So, CBD is super important for us to understand because of the fact that it is this really useful biological molecule that is found in the cannabis plant. It's not the only one, but it is one that's very important. So, CBD has, again, like we saw before, due to the endocannabinoid system being in so many different areas of the body, an opportunity to help us in therapeutically in a variety of ways. And so, this list is not exhaustive, but it is kind of the main areas that we have seen CBD potentially be beneficial. So, obviously the ones that we talk about in pets a lot is behavioral and pain and inflammation. So calming anxiety and anxiolysis, or helping to, remove anxiety. And then, analgesic / anti-inflammatory, helping with, pain and inflammation in various locations. In addition to that, though, obviously, there are other areas, especially in human medicine, that they've used it with many studies helping to prove its benefits, such as in an anticonvulsant form, as well as cardioprotective, neuroprotective, helping to stimulate bone healing, et cetera. So, CBD in the pet space is, we're a little bit behind the human space in terms of getting the research behind it, but there are a multitude of ways in which CBD has been found to be potentially beneficial. On the other side of that, the fear factor cannabinoid, THC, is unfortunately been given a really bad rap, but as with CBD, is hugely potentially medicinal when used in the right way. The thing with THC, though, that's different than CBD is that THC is just like almost like how other pharmaceuticals kind of work, or other medications, that it has this therapeutic window, and that it has this window in which it can cause some adverse effects.
For pet owners, deciding when to euthanize their dog can be extremely difficult. When other methods of reducing pain and distress are no longer effective, a veterinarian may recommend euthanasia, which is a humane death. Here are some things to think about as you plan your next steps.